my beautiful viewers on E360. Guess what? I could not load the video and we're going to make a timer. So my beautiful panel and Howard, put on your glasses and please count off from 10 till 1. 10,
10,
9,
9,
8,
8,
7, 6,
6,
5, 4,
4,
3, 2,
2,
1.
1.
Welcome, my viewers on E360. It keeps on telling me it's full. It's full. I don't know. I have deleted so many things that I'm too scared to delete more. So I am so happy to be here today. And I've got our miracle man. It's going to be our spotlight author. I cannot wait. And I've got beautiful Christa and beautiful Laura here to sparkle not only my life and our miracle man's life, but all of you. Are you giving a sparkle to other people? Are you giving a sparkle to yourself? Where's my glasses now? Oh, here it is. And then, if you are part of our family, our beautiful Howard is our brightly shine miracle man. But we're gonna, whoo, whoo. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. So I hope you love our opening video today because we were counting off for your pleasure. So I'm gonna ask you to introduce you in a minute, my beautiful Howard. But first of all, I'm gonna go to Christa and then to Laura and then to you. So my beautiful Christa, can you introduce yourself?
Oh, it is a pleasure. So, my name is Christa Rose, and I'm the Amazon #1 bestseller of the book Skip the Pain, Experience a Pleasure. And the tagline is Cut the crap that's holding you back so you can live the life you love. So, I try to bring you some clarity because people don't know what they want. They live a mundane life, and they don't really realize that the way they think, the way we talk, and the way we act really create our reality. And I'm an energy worker, international speaker, and I'm super excited to be here.
Oh, thank you, my beautiful Crystal. Laura, you've done your turn.
Hi, everyone. I am Laura Brennan Ballet, thought energy empowerment leader around the globe. I love being a part of this amazing family. Authors, fellow authors, storytellers. Some of us have gone on, right, to podcast, all kinds of unique ways that we get to bring this spotlight to these incredible people. And today it's one of our own, which is super exciting. I just believe in empowerment coaching and transformational work, but I think this is such a beautiful and unique way to do this through actual authorship of storytelling. I just think it's quite amazing. So I love being a part of it. I'm honored. Everyone can find me everywhere around the globe. And on to Mr. Shining Brightly.
But before you introduce yourself, my beautiful Howard, I want to tell a story. Are you ready? So here is my beautiful Howard's book. Exactly, Krista,
I have
exactly.
mine as well at the same time.
Oh,
And I just tell all of you, I met my beautiful miracle man almost a year ago. And he touched my heart that day when we met. And this beautiful miracle man of mine came. I think it was a 2-hour trip, and maybe it's going to be the hours can be, but it was more than an hour trip from New Jersey to New York for 45 minutes to be with me and Krista. 45 minutes. And he got home or at his hotel after 12 to spend 45 minutes with us. For me, that is a miracle. And that, my beautiful Howard, I will forever, forever love you. Please introduce yourself to us. Thank
Well,
you.
first of all, it was very special because you were actually launching a book and you were on the Jumbotrons in time. excitement was incredible. I did leave my white sunglasses with you that you took home to South Africa, and they made it home safely. There you go. So I appreciate that. And I have to tell you, it was so great just to come up and meet each other, hug, and support each other because, as Laura mentioned, we become family. And I want to shout out to Buddy Thornton, who is healing. And so we miss our buddy today. But I'm Howard Brown. I actually am the original Mr. Shining Brightly, of course, with my white glowing glasses. And why do I wear glasses? Is because we can use our own light to lift up others. That's what we're supposed to do. We take our light, we shine it with each other, and we become more powerful. I call that a force multiplier for good and positive change. And we do that together. And so if you have one light, it's good. But if you have four of our lights, we are beaming throughout the world. So I am just so thrilled to be here and be put on the spotlight about my book. And I am a best-selling author and a international award-winning speaker. And I have a great podcast that you've been on. And we share inspiration daily. That's what we do.
Wow.
Nice.
Beautiful. So, my beautiful Laura, I'm going to ask you, will you take over the host for me? Just for in case, because I do see my internet is unstable and we are on battery power at the moment. So, I will just ask you to take it over. And because I asked Buddy and he said, but now Buddy could not be here. So I'm going to hand over to you, my beautiful Laura. But I am here. And then when I go out, I will quickly come in again.
Wonderful. Would you like to begin, though, Miss Sanet, with a question while you
Yes.
do have some battery power?
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, my beautiful Howard, your book is exquisite. Exquisite. I just want to ask you this. If somebody buys your book on Amazon, you actually have I think you call it a sticker. I'm not sure of the naming convention that you are sending it to them then and you give them a signed copy. I never have heard that before. Never, never. So for me, that is incredible. Can you tell us more about that? Because nobody I know is doing that. And I am also going to do that, but I must still come to America to buy the stickers to be able to do that.
Well, you can buy the stickers online. So the stickers are actually called.
Oh, is that Howard?
Oh, okay. It's not on my side. Okay.
No, hold
It
on,
is Howard.
Mr. Shining Brightly. There's a little bit of a glitch.
Book plate.
We missed you for a
There
moment,
we go.
Howard. Begin again. Thank you. Begin again.
Okay. All right. No problem. So this is a book plate. Can you see it?
Yep.
You see a book plate?
Turn it up.
All right.
Yep.
It's not
yeah,
great.
there you
I'm
go.
sorry, but it's a sticker. I'm trying to get the right. It's hard on the camera. I'm sorry because I have a background. All right, it's a sticker, and the sticker is called a book plate. And the reason that I did that, my publisher actually told me that book signings during the pandemic, you couldn't do them. So they said, how do you get your book signed? Almost everybody likes a personalized book. So I made mine kind of small so I can write not a lot, but I put inspiration. I make them individual. I put your name. I tell them to keep shining brightly, and then I give them inspiration and I sign it. And I mail that to them with postcards as bookmarks. And it's just a personal touch. It's just a beautiful thing. And I hope every author does it.
I love that.
There's your postcard, right?
Nobody does it. Nobody does it.
Aw,
Yeah, I
thank
love it.
you.
So this was for me incredible because I never heard it before. And here's another postcard that you have.
That's right. So I have three. So I'm old school. I have guerrilla marketing, right? We give them a bookmark that's a podcast, my speaking services, and the book. Absolutely.
Nice.
Yay.
Oh wow. Thank you for doing that because you've shown me how much do you care for people that buys your book. And that, my beautiful Howard, is incredible because sometimes authors forget that they have readers at the end of their books. Thank you. Thank you.
Aw,
Yeah, I love that, Howard. This is so beautiful. I did something similar, but when I was selling the book via my website for that exact reason, that personal human connection. And I still do try to sign as many as I can. But I love this. It not only allows your readership to know more about you past the author, right? Which I love in all that you do, but it really does. It's that extra touch that we all just love. We don't want to feel like, right, we're just a buyer or a purchaser, that we have some small connection to the author. So wonderful, shining brightly there and inspiring your fellow authors. Miss Christa Rose, your question.
So, yeah, so I also had the privilege, as Miss Sanet has said, to give Howard an amazing hug in New York. And I did get a little autograph, a little just for me to see. No one else gets to read it. And you know what? These are amazing ideas because you can use them as bookmarks. I have been using them as bookmarks, but for other books as well.
Okay.
So, I just wanted to say that not only am I fortunate to have read your book before, because you were so generous when you were a guest on the Diamond Beauties. I believe, if you remember, way back when,
In
and you
December.
gave,
December.
yeah, okay, there you go, December, and you gave your book out for free, and I am
Just to the
dumbfounded.
Diamond Beauties,
Just
only
to
for
the
Diamond
Diamond Beauties,
Beauties.
yep. Just
That's
to
right.
the Diamond Beauties. And those who were, well, I believe those who were listening, and there was quite a few of us listening. And so I was so ecstatic, not only to meet you, to hear you speak, being so inspirational, and then getting your book that really was inspiring. So I was able to read it a few times and then get the actual book as well. So my first question, I was going to go deep, but I'm actually really curious. So there's a bird, I won't say, I'm not sure what kind of bird, but what, obviously within the light or the light bulb. Can you tell me a little bit about what the bird is and what it represents?
Yes, so thanks for holding that up. So the cover art is so important, and I worked very hard at it. And so originally, the artist had put a phoenix. All right, the phoenix is a powerful bird. The rise of the phoenix, the rise of two stage 4 cancer diagnosis and to be alive. I have to tell you, I love the power of the bird. I don't like what the bird looks like. It's not me. That doesn't represent me. So I suggested that we actually use a dove. And he made the dove look like a phoenix, okay, with the spread wings. And so that is my energy going up through the dove's legs like a light socket, okay, to illuminate peace, love, and hope throughout the world. So there's real intention in the art, and it's provocative. And people comment about the cover, and they do want to know what bird it is. So you're spot on. It's just incredible. So thank you for pointing that out because it means a lot. Because that was my intention on the cover. Sure.
Yeah, it definitely was not only eye-catching, but then it brought out that curiosity. And I mean, what an opportunity to be able to ask you. And now all the listeners get to know that as well. And I absolutely love how you chose the dove because you do illuminate love with all your talks every time you're on here, all your passion. So it is spot on, and it's so incredibly unique to you. And yeah, so I absolutely love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a great question. And what I really loved, and Howard, you made a small mention on it. And if people really look at the cover of the book, the legs of the bird and how they are connected to that. For me, it's not even a light bulb. It is really the power of shining brightly and how that energy goes up through. It's not, an artwork where the bird is in the center of something. It is actually a part of the mechanism that shines brightly. So I'm so happy you asked that question too, Krista Rose, because I just think that's such a great insight. I love that.
You got to have a great cover to promote it. Don't want to open the book. You want to buy the book. So thank you for pointing that out. It's a small but very important detail as an author to care for every step of the way. And I had a lot of influence. It's my book, right? My memoir. And so I appreciate that you recognizing that, because it does mean a lot to me. And there is imagination and authenticity and intention in that cover. And so you calling that out actually, endears me at my heart.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, I
that's
love that.
wonderful.
Yeah, and thinking about how, I'm all about human to human connectivity and energy, right? Energy is in everything.
Yes.
It's all I talk about around the globe. And I noticed that, and that's why Krista and I always talk about this. We're always in this synergistic kind of mode together. But I loved that. Again, I wonder how many readers actually look at the covers of books and think, why that? And again, the bird, I bet you some people just think it's a bird within maybe that light bulb, and not seeing that those legs are an extension of that energy of it.
Yes.
So what a unique gift, I think, for the listening audience
Well,
to,
you speak of it, Laura. You speak of written energy,
yeah,
okay, and then there is spoken energy. This is visual energy. This
yeah.
is visual. That's the third leg of that wheel. So it's really, oh, this is great.
Yeah. And again, part of why we do this and we love this is to inspire and help other authors. So look at Sanet and think about the way that we are writing, right? The way we are creating that visual energy and the story behind it. I think it's really kind of cool. We've never really touched upon it. So thank you for sparking that question, Krista Rose. So I was thinking about you this morning and the group getting together today. I had a global meeting with 5 people from Prague and the Netherlands and Greece, and we were all talking about where we chose a word and an explanation to how we're all feeling right now. Here in the States, there's a lot of political challenges, our school systems, our religious, challenges, all of what's going on. And you talk about this peace, love, and hope. And I'm curious, how do you apply it personally on a daily basis? And maybe what can you gift to our listeners if they're a little bit in limitation or a little bit in that contracted negative state where they don't quite align with peace, love, and hope, but how they can bring a little more into their bodies, in their mind, in their environment, and really start to share it out, because boy, more than ever, this world needs peace, love, and hope. And I think you would have such a beautiful way of articulating that.
So it's a beautiful question, and I will start with chapter one. And chapter one, you have to start, if you're writing a memoir, where did you come from? Well, I featured my 101-year-old grandmother, and in Judaism we call them bubbies. So bubby is grandma. So Bubby Bertha Budish, who came from the fields of either Lithuania, the Ukraine, or Poland. We don't know, because there was no boundaries back then in the late 1800s and early 1900s. And we basically learned about her life. And so her brothers came to the US first because the Tsar was having pogroms, and they sent tickets back. And her and her 2 sisters and her mom, as a young 16-year-old, made it. I have no idea how they made it to Antwerp, Belgium. And they were tested for, disease, because you don't want to have disease coming on the boat ride, even though you're on 3 weeks or a month on a boat coming to America. She got told she had trachoma. Trachoma is an eye disease. And they said, anyone with trachoma, you can't come. So her mom and her 2 little sisters went ahead of her. As a 16-year-old alone in Antwerp, Belgium, had to kind of figure it out. Okay. And so I'm from pretty tough stock here. So she knew how to sew. She actually went and sewed in a factory. She became a nanny. And she met a family that she was nannying for that found out that you could get through to America a little more lenient, but she cured her eye problem, her trachoma, and she went through Montreal and made it down to Boston and showed up at the door as an 18-year-old in Boston and found her family. It's incredible. And this is the early 1900s. So I want to teach a couple lessons what she taught. And as a little kid, I have a twin sister. We'll probably get into that. She held us by the hand and she would teach us lessons. This is an Orthodox Jewish woman, okay, who spoke 7 languages, by the way, and learned Flemish to get along in Belgium. She said, it's quite simple what you can do each day, and it's within everyone. She said, you can choose kindness, choose to be kind. Simple. You can do it if you want to. Choose to be a giving person. You can do that. Choose to be healing. Choose gratitude. And then I'm adding one that I learned actually from our author Dar is to choose joy. Yeah. You do those things, you can actually have a pretty good day every day, and you don't have to worry about the magnetic issues of peace, love, and hope in the world, or peace and love. And it's just important to do that. And so they're Yiddish words that she taught us, and they ingrained in me and my sister and our whole family of how to actually go about your day. And when you look in that mirror and say, I am consciously and intentionally going to do that.
I love this. It's a little bittersweet hearing you, because I'm sure we're all feeling this, that we've lost so much of that connection to our elders in this lifetime. I'm finding the younger generations, it's not such an important part of the family upbringing to really value and listen to, how they got here. Think about 16-year-olds right now. If we were to just drop them in the middle of somewhere on this globe and they had to figure it out, this is so amazing. The courage, the bravery of this young girl, and to all of those steps, which is why you're here, right? And all the family is here. I just think that is just amazing. And really what I loved was the healing aspect. You don't hear that much, the gratitude, the appreciation, even the kindness, but to really choose and gift healing, right? I think that's so empowering. I just love that. I'm gonna take that.
So these are core values that we should, as humans, exhibit, because we actually are caretakers of this planet, this world, our neighborhood, ourselves, and our families. And I take that very seriously. And I try to do it as much as I can, but sometimes you can't do it all the time. But I wake up and that's part of my morning mantra, and that it can be yours too.
I love that. Thank you, Howard. Thank you. I think again, it's so important for us here when we have these spotlights on our authors to really be able to take away something, right, that we can use. Not just about being an author and writing a book and telling stories, but listen to actual wisdom that was found from this 16-year-old girl, and how this has inspired you, and then all of us, because I'm taking that with me right now. And I do gratitude and prayer work every day, but the healing now, that's kind of settling in with me, almost how to heal one another in our interactions. So thank you. Very beautiful.
So Laura, I'm going to just teach you, wait, before we go to Sanet, I want to teach you the word. So the Hebrew word is tikkun olam. Tikkun, Tikkun, olam, Olam. And it means to repair and heal a broken world or a broken person. And thus you walk in the image of God.
Oh, I love that.
It's beautiful.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah. Yeah. Come on.
I'm putting on the blue ones. I'm putting on the blue glasses for that one.
That is nice. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Because right there, that resonated with someone out in the world listening to this, and it mattered, and that shifts and changed the energy of someone's thinking or their behavior, or certainly their choices. So thank you, Howard. That's so lovely. Thank you. Miss Sanet.
My beautiful star. I have got 2 stars on here. And I made sure to take it out today because I use it when I do the play sessions with the Diamond Beauties. But I took it out today for you. So you are part of a twin. So can you tell us and show and tell us your miracle? And can you tell us what happened to you? Because your story is still today, for me, the first time I've heard it, It's still today. That's why you are my miracle man.
Yes, thank you for asking that. It's a beautiful thing. So my mom at age 19 had twins. My twin sister, CJ Brown Gingras, is 5 minutes older. So I must have kicked her out of the womb there, right? And so we grew up outside of Boston, Massachusetts, and my dad worked 3 jobs. And he was the first person in our family to get a college degree. And so he took it very seriously that we would go to college. And I went to business school for entrepreneurship. My sister went for psychology, and we were starting our careers. And unfortunately, and I'm going to make this a shorter story, but I developed stage 4 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, cancer of my lymphatic system, at age 23 and a half. And I had no idea. It was analog days, no cell phones, no internet, and no real computer use. My dad got a book on cancer, and it looked horrible. I was a deer in the headlights. It was incredible. I started in doing chemotherapy, and I was failing each treatment, or it was failing me. And the one piece of good news is that my twin sister was an exact match of her bone marrow. Okay, that's a 1 in 25,000 chance. That's hitting the life lottery, right? So after a lot of chemo and a lot of radiation, on May 24th of 1990, my twin sister came into the hospital in Boston and gave her bone marrow. They scrubbed it, and they walked in with a little bag. It was purple. And they had 25 people in the room because they didn't know if it could kill me right away, kill me over time, or if I would, it would help me. They had no idea. This is, we're still practicing medicine here. Well, after about 2 hours, the room was empty, and it was me, the empty bag, and my mom. And I was staring at this bag, and I was like, is it going to work? Is it going to save my life? I couldn't take my eyes off of it. So who does this? I don't know. But I looked at that bag and I told my mom, grab that bag. And she said, no, I'm not doing it. I'll get in trouble. I said, no, put that in your pocket. Well, I'm about to show you my bag of life. On the screen, if you're listening, is a bone marrow bag, handwritten. They don't do handwriting. They do, basically printed computer stickers on there anymore. This is 34 years old. This contained the purple, mushy bone marrow that was injected into me. And that is my miracle number 1. It saved my life. She saved my life.
Yes. Thank you, CJ.
Thank you,
Wow.
CJ.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you for telling us that story. That's incredible. And I'm so, so grateful. I have prayed quite a few times, almost daily, to say thank you so much for having my miracle man in my life. So thank you so much. And thank you to your sister. And thank you for telling us and keeping the show and tell. I loved it. Thank you so much, Laura.
Miss Christa Rose, you are next, my dear.
So, there are so many things I loved about your book, but I loved talking about traditions because that's something for me I didn't have growing up. So I had to create my own traditions. So while we're reading through your book, or while I was reading through your book, can you tell us a little bit what the brisket meant?
Okay, so my family, we would gather because we all kind of lived in the Boston area. People weren't as spread out. Okay, when I was growing up, they were kind of in the suburbs of Boston and a town called Worcester, or a city called Worcester, Massachusetts. So I would see family quite often. Cousins, aunts, uncles, all my grandparents. I was very blessed to have them. And so we went on trips with my grandparents to the Catskill Mountains. My parents took my kids and my sister's kids to Algonquin Beach, Maine. So we built tradition. Okay. And so it's Fiddler on the Roof tradition. We had each grandmother or auntie or had a special recipe that was passed on to them, mostly handwritten or by verbal only. And so brisket is a slice of meat that actually can be prepared a whole lot of ways. And how you cut it and how you spice it and how you make it, it varies. So our family had kind of once the grandparents passed on, all the grandkids got the recipe. So it was written down, it was handed to them, and it was handed to them for them to cook or to their spouse or girlfriend. And so one time we had like a Bubby brisket bake-off, and we tasted the different ones, and they were just very different, but they were all amazing. And so that tradition is funny because families, they laugh, they cry, they fight. This is family, okay? And so these are the people that are closest to you. And for those who don't have family, I feel awful, but you can create new family, right? But I had such a special family, and tradition was what we remember now. It's the pictures we look at. It's the experiences, okay, that we had together. And at the end of the day, you don't get 144 characters on your tombstone. So memory. And so when someone passes in the Jewish religion, we say this. We say, may their name and memories be for a blessing to all who knew and loved them. Because at the end of the day, you only have those memories and how to cherish them and how to bring them forward. So tradition is important to all of us. And the good, and it comes with the good, the bad, and the exciting. But tradition, it's such a beautiful question. Thank you.
That's awesome. You nailed it. And I loved reading about it, the beef brisket, because it was so much more. Because, as I'm reading it, I'm getting hungry. Other than that, you really kind of nailed, it wasn't about the specific food. It was about the families coming together and about how people, like you said, remember the recipes and look forward to it. It was not only, just one stop meal. It was a tradition and such a bonding moment. So I really wanted the listeners to hear that, because it doesn't have to be anything really big. It could be a brisket.
Yeah, but we had times though, because we have all the Jewish holidays. We have Sabbath on Friday evenings. We had birthdays. We had lots of things to celebrate. So food became a part of that, and food is part of everybody's culture. Everybody brings their unique food they grew up with, and matzo ball soup that heals a cold and things like that. So you take that with you and carry that forward and pass it on to the next generations.
Absolutely. That was great.
I love this. My dad used to, I'm thinking about this. He was born in Ireland, my stepfather in 1910. Of course, he has since passed, but he grew up in the Depression. And they learned how to make what his parents taught him was Jewish chicken soup.
Yeah.
And my brother and I were convinced, we still talk about it today, because whenever any of us don't feel good, we don't make chicken soup. We make Jewish chicken soup. Because he put it in our head that he had a friend and this is how they made it. And it was like homemade penicillin. He would tell us,
right,
it's better than going to the doctors. So again, those traditions, being around family, I think even in the midst of a lot of distortion in our world, we all know what it is to sit down with someone and break bread, or have, give them a bottle of water if you see someone on the street, or however it may be. And I love that. And listening to, I think this is the beauty that we're missing in our world, is rather than judge one another and our religion, our faith, what we believe in, just looking at each other in the human experience. Look what you can learn just by listening to Howard and these questions that we're asking of him. Look at the beautiful traditions around food and family and memories. Look at the language of what it means to say something maybe in your native, right, faith tongue, but ours too. It all means the same. We all know what it's like to not want someone that we love to be sick, that to give a gift of our body, our actual bone marrow, to save someone we love. I mean, we all can relate to this. I just wish more of us would share this episode and share these opportunities to write our stories, to create these books. And even if it's a fictional book, to really add value into the human condition. I think it's so important. It's funny you mentioned Worcester. My cousin was born and raised there. My grandparents.
Worcester. It's actually pronounced Worcester.
Worcester.
It's Old English. Worcester is in England.
Yes.
Worcester is in England. Worcester is in
So
Massachusetts.
in Massachusetts, my cousin Phil. And then when you mentioned Lithuania, the same thing. My great grandparents were Russian, and then we heard they escaped in potato barrels and they ended up in Lithuania. And so you all these amazing stories that kind of, we're not so far apart, we really aren't. So I have a question throughout the book, something I just thought must be very innate in you, just part of that bright light in you, your friendships. And you just had made mention that if people don't really have family or tradition, maybe even not a special friend or friendships, but that's something that I think helped heal you. I know that you're so grateful for. You've built such beautiful networks and communities and friendships around that part of you. How can you maybe, again, I'm going to use the word, gift the listening audience that confidence and ability to seek out and build friendships? They're so important.
They really are, and it's such an important thing. And we live in a little world now of digital that makes us actually, it creates barriers and it creates the separation now. I grew up playing in front of the house with the neighborhood kids until the streetlights came on, and then our mom and dad called you in, and you ate your meal, you did your chores, and you did your homework. It's a little more complex today. We live in a digital world where you can isolate if you want to, and I choose not to. But in order to gain a friend, you need to be a friend. And I use the symbolism of light. All right. We all have light within us. So in the book, you'll see references to walking in darkness. And darkness, I consider the tough stuff. For me, we all get knocked down in life and in business and in health and in relationships. Well, I've gotten knocked down to my core. Many people have. But even subtle things, okay, can be darkness. You can't stay there too long because it just perpetuates in itself. And so how you get out of darkness is by either taking in the light of others or rekindling your own flame. Friendship is a vital bond that can do that for you. So when I have thousands of people of all religions, all different aspects of life praying for me to get better, that's powerful. When I have people that are dropping off meals from the soccer team to make sure that our family is fed when I'm going through treatment and going through surgeries, that's friendship. That's beautiful light. When I have people that were taking Emily to soccer games because I couldn't drive or go, these are beautiful things. And this is part of going back to what we talked about, kindness and giving and healing and gratitude. In my time of need, because I believe that I'm an authentic and intentional and an honest friend, and not always, right? I've built these relationships and I work at them. All right. So if I haven't heard from someone in a while, and the digital does allow you to do this, I ping them with a WhatsApp or a text and how you doing? All right. So it's not a one-way street. And there are guys out there that I actually every Friday, I wish them a good Sabbath for the last 20 or 25 years. I mean, that's the consistency. So again, there's people that come in and out of your life. You can sometimes can't control it. Sometimes you can, but what you can do is do your own part. Okay. And the digital technologies with all the social networks allow you to very easily say, how you doing? I'm just checking in.
I love that.
It's not hard.
And again, I love how you were just saying, I'm finding two parts to what you were just expressing. It isn't only in time of need, which really does make the heart expand when we're going through something as challenging as you personally did, but even everyday challenges right now are causing huge stressors on people. So, check in on that neighbor, or like you said, if I haven't heard, I just did this, two people that in my LinkedIn network that just seemed to disappear. I reached out to both of them because it was that little nudge, like, where are they? Are they okay? And so I think that's so important, and maybe not wait for when someone is in a bad way but really just extend that light and that gratitude and that healing and all of that kindness. I think it's amazing. Again, I think because of the conversation I had, I'm echoing this today, and I'm seeing it around the world, especially here in the States, with what's going on with our political environment. There are some people, we're all just trying to be super kind because we just don't want to fall into that trap. And we know we're good people, we're good humans. And then there's other people, that are being affected in negative ways, and you still try to shine brightly. And when you're in their presence, to just maybe help kind of bring that dim light up a little bit. So I love that. Thank you. Friendships are empowering.
Thank you.
Miss Sanet.
So, my beautiful Laura, you took my question out of my mouth. Look here. Here So, my next question is, having survived stage 4 cancer twice, 30 years apart, your journey is a testimonial to incredible resilience. How did you experience as a cancer survivor shape your approach to both life and leadership? And what key lessons did you have hope the readers will take out of your book?
So I learned so many lessons of being knocked down, and in two different ways. One was analog, where I was 23 and a half and I moved back home with mom and dad. And when I got colon cancer at age 50, the screening age is now 45. So I have my blue sneaker here. You have your silver sneaker, right? I wear blue. Blue is the color of colon cancer. And I want people to go not get cancer, go get screened. If you're in treatment, don't isolate, and we'll bring home the cavalry for you. And if you pass, we need to honor that because your cancer burden was too great. So the lessons that I've actually learned is that we are much more resilient and have that mental toughness and capability within ourselves. I moved to Los Angeles not knowing a soul, 136 pounds and bald, and I had to put Humpty Dumpty back together again. No, I was broken. We all are broken. So emotionally, physically, financially, in my career, and in relationships. Cancer number one was a blood cancer. I was alone a lot. I didn't have an immune system. I was the boy in the bubble, that old John Travolta movie. And I had to do that. And it took work. It just doesn't appear. Okay. As Sanet knows, you can't lose 100 pounds in a week. It just doesn't work that way. Right. So I needed to repair myself. And I took the time to do that. I was doing it in California on the beach, and good things started to happen. All right. I got my career back on track. I started to make a living again. I was exhausted, but it took time. But I built up the muscle of resilience. I met my wife, Lisa. I became a big brother. I was in service to the community, doing a lot of community service work. So I was living a balanced life. And I got my life back. Humpty Dumpty version 1 and I was so appreciative and grateful for that I got married and my career, and then was able to have a miracle daughter, our frozen kitsicle from in vitro fertilization after 11 years, Emily. That's a blessing. Okay. Good things were happening back in my life. And so these are the things that you work towards, right? Now, did it always go smoothly? Yeah, I'll got 4 different glasses here, Sanet. I can't match you, but these are my biking glasses. These are the little bit kind of weird. Anyhow, but it was just the lessons that I put this all together, and it was really important that I was doing that. Things didn't always go my way. I still had to step back and go through hurdles and go through bumps, not as bad as a stage 4 cancer diagnosis. But then, unfortunately, lightning struck again. And I did, at age 50, have colorectal cancer. Lightning struck again. I went metastatic. It spread to my liver, my stomach lining, and my bowel. And I, with a 15-year-old daughter in high school, okay, and a married 22 years, did not know if I was going to live another 6 or 12 months. And so I got knocked down hard again, but this time it's the digital age. And this time I was a Marine on a mission. I had the experience of going through it again. And this time I went through, enormous chemotherapies and clinical trials and surgeries. And I had one where they poured hot chemotherapy in me, and it saved my life. I want to declare that at this point, I'm 5 years, no evidence of disease, no cancer, cancer-free. Okay. Not everybody gets there. There are still so many people struggling with that. And so many people that pass away and because their cancer burden was too great. So what I've done is I've redefined myself, okay, as Mr. Shining Brightly and as a cancer, advocate for screening, for treatment, and for survivorship, because putting your life back together after cancer is a work in progress. And I've done that now, not as a Silicon Valley entrepreneur, okay, but as an author, a speaker, okay, and a podcaster with a platform to build a movement. And you have all become part of our family and my family together. And we do this. This is one of the ways we do this, is by talking about the deep meanings that we put our heart, soul into our books to change lives for the better.
That's beautiful.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much, my beautiful Howard, for showing people that all is okay if you are okay. I love that. So, my beautiful Laura, we have still got 4 more minutes. So, I don't know what you want to do, but continue.
Yes, I'm going to just say thank you, though, to Howard. I mean, the biggest heartfelt thank you. I'm going to see if Krista maybe has a quick question, but this was amazing. Everything you said, I just really think, again, the listeners, there's so much about friendships and family and resilience and connecting to the light within and not giving up hope. And I love that your big sister took care of you in such a unique way, and we get to have you to I almost selfishly we get to have you, so thank you for everything, and your family. So Krista, would you like to say anything?
Yes, I'm doing a speed round, just like
Oh,
Howard does. So, Howard,
yes.
put your book
Woo!
down. And for
All right.
everybody else who's going to be buying your book, this is on page 156, but you don't even look at it. So,
I will.
I picked some words out of a list of words that you had. So, you tell me what this means to you. The
Okay.
first word is compassion.
Compassion is so important to feel for yourself and feel for someone else. Deep feeling.
Perfect. Integrity.
Integrity is the backbone of honesty and authenticity.
Acceptance.
Acceptance is a harder word because you have to accept yourself and recognize and be honest with yourself for your shortcomings and for your strengths.
That's awesome. Determination.
Oh, determination is that power and that resilience to power through. And we've got three little letters called KFG. Keep effing going. You got to keep moving forward.
Yeah.
The last one you picked up on was resilience, and that'll be it.
Okay. Resilience is that heart, is that muscle that you can strengthen, okay, by these four little words, four little letters. Hope. Hope is the fuel that powers resilience to get through whatever has been tossed your way.
Woo! I love
Fantastic.
that. Woo!
You got
That
me with
was
my own speed round. I love it. Oh my God, it's incredible.
That's a master class right there in how one can shine brightly on the
Oh,
spot,
man.
because Howard Brown lives as he writes. This is what someone told me one time about me, and I'm so glad I can say this to another author. You live like you write, and you write like you live.
That's right.
Woo! Beautiful. So many golden nuggets for the listeners today. Thank you, Howard. Thank you, Sanet. Thank you, Krista. What an amazing, amazing show. And Sanet, I'll leave it for you to close up. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, my beautiful Laura. My beautiful Howard. You've got 2 minutes. How are you feeling? How are you feeling at this moment?
I am actually feeling embraced and loved to be able to share what I put into this book, because you talked about things that I don't always talk about: the family and the tradition piece, the interfaith piece about appreciating the other and being welcoming to the stranger and learning. So I feel I'm so appreciative. Really, that's the word. I really appreciate this opportunity to be spotlighted and to share the work of what I put my whole life into for 3.5 years and now talk about.
Wonderful.
I love that. And can you please repeat your grandmother's words and the meaning of that, please?
Absolutely. So she said to choose kindness, choose to be giving, choose to be healing, choose gratitude, and I threw in the extra one to choose joy.
Mm,
Do that every day and you will shine brightly. I guarantee it.
yeah.
It is amazing. It's amazing. Thank you, my beautiful Howard, for being our miracle man. Thank you, my beautiful Krista, for being here. You are truly amazing, my girl. And thank you, my beautiful Laura, for taking up the hosting. I got so twice unstable, but then it went away. I think we were too hot to go on with that. So I just want to say thank you. You are an amazing host. My beautiful viewers, I hope you have listened to our miracle man and get his book. Read through his book. There is so many nuggets, so many golden nuggets in there. And always remember, you are amazing. And you can choose, as Howard said. So I have a question for my beautiful Howard, Krista, and Laura, but I will not forget you. I will come back. My beautiful Howard, Krista, and Laura, will you have a dance with me?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Of course.
My beautiful viewers on E360, will you have a dance with us? They said yes. They said yes. Here we go.
Walking on sunshine or dancing in the rain. Sprinkle me with fairy dust so I can fly away. Smiling at a moonbeam or squinting in the sun. Sprinkle me with fairy dust and cover me with love.
Beautiful,
From
beautiful Howard.
butterflies to eagles, oh, there's magic in that light. Sprinkle me with fairy dust, watch me take to the sky.
Bye, everyone.